Solar light kit for $6.99. Welding sleeve on sale for $6.99. And we got ourselves a little workstation. Got the welding sleeve, got $5 soldering iron, a little bit of solder. Here's the light, or the solar panel from the light kit. And we got ourselves USB cord cut in half. So I'll solder these together, and I forgot to buy electrical tape. I'll have to get some electrical tape. And then we can plug this into our little Meshtastic node and have ourselves a solar powered radio. No electrical tape, no problem. Here's some tabs from class, some page tabs, and that'll keep it isolated long enough so I can get to the store and buy some electrical tape. I wanted to show you inside this solar panel. Again, $6.99 for the light, and I just cut the wire to the lights. But it's got an on-off switch. It's got a mount, and then inside, can I do this one-handed? Let me guess. I forgot a screw. I always forget a screw. One more screw. And inside, we have a little charge controller and a AA battery, NiCad. I'm going to replace that. I got all this room over here, so I might just put the board from this radio in there eventually, but I've got plenty of room. I can pull this whole battery clip out, this container out, and I can put in some of those vape cells that I've been collecting, and put in a few thousand milliamp hours of those batteries. Although this does say 1.2 volt, so this might not work, actually. This may not work at all. I might have to change this board out and put in a 4-volt board. Yeah, this is not going to work. This is not going to work at all. So I think this project is done until I get home and get to some proper stuff. Okay, back from Harbor Freight. I got glue gun, some electrical tape, and this guy. And this guy has a solar panel and an on-off switch, and I'm going to open it up and show you inside. Okay, I got the solar panel off of the light, and I disconnected it. We got our power switch off, and I already unclipped this. So we open her up, and we've got our solar panel, and then we've got our charge controller, and we've got an 18500 lithium-ion battery. Nice! I don't know if there's going to be room for the radio inside here, but maybe if I cut this stuff out and see if it'll fit in there. If not, I can always flip this around, cut some of this out and flip it around and have it go this way, and that way the switch is still in the slot. Or we just take the switch out altogether and close that hole up, and then we'll have to have somewhere for the antenna to come out. I'm going to mess around with this and see what we can do. All right, so what I did is I tried to solder right to the outputs and of the board, and that didn't work. So I soldered my USB cable right onto the battery, and I tested it. I plugged my phone into it and tested it on the Ampere app, and the Ampere app said I was drawing 540 milliwatts on the phone. And then I plugged this little guy, who is actually a high power draw radio, into this guy, and he said it was drawing 0.5 amps. So that's 500 milliamps. So now I've got it plugged in, and it's working. And I got the solar out here, and so I'm gonna put a notch in here so I can close this up and hot glue it so that it's nice and secure. And then I gotta hot glue the bottom. And if this is working, then I'll eventually, probably not till I get home, because I really have so many limited tools here in the hotel room, but I'll find a way to mount the radio and the antenna in this box. And the nice thing is the bottom of this box has an on-off switch, but it also has mount right on it. So I don't have to figure out how to mount it to anything. All right, so we'll take her from there. Meshtastic radio, being powered off of a $8.99 solar spotlight. All right, here's what I've got. So I got the solar cell charging outside. It's kind of in the shade, but there's nothing I can do about that from here. I could go outside and sit on a picnic table, but I connected it right back up to the housing of the lamp just to give it some kind of a base. And until I get home and get some real tools, there's not much more I can do with that. So I've got it coming out here, and it's definitely putting out 5 volts. We got the 18500 battery in there, 1400 milliamps. And so this is the Meshtastic radio that I built yesterday, and it's in the, somebody on the internet said just use the case, it works fine. And so far it does, as long as you're careful. All right, it's gonna get messy while I plug this in. There we go. And the flickering is only on the screen, it's just from the camera. So she is lit up and running. Look at that. So I've got myself a Meshtastic node powered by solar, and it was what, 35 bucks, I think $10 for 2 antennas, and spare USB cable, $8.99 for this garden light with the battery and the solar charger, you know, the solar controller in it. So that's not bad. And what I might do when I get home is actually put this guy right in this base, and it's got a good mount on it. Then I can mount that to my roof as is, and that'll do. That'll work till I get home. One other thing, I really don't want to go much further because I am in a hotel room, and the soldering iron was starting to smoke a bit, and we don't want to get kicked out of the hotel and lose my job and all that good jazz. You know, this is all just for fun to keep myself occupied on the weekends. Okie dokie, one solar powered Meshtastic 950 megahertz radio online.